Hey YouTube, Young Sonic 137 here, back again with a trade deadline update video. To start it off, these trades have not been updated to the roster yet, so these are not on the 2K. 2K has not released the roster yet, so you won't be able to play with these rosters online yet. But luckily, there's been on PlayStation 3 there was a guy who's updated the rosters for us. His name's Pretty Boy 916. Representing Sacramento, California. Want to say thank you for the roster update. It's greatly appreciated. Everything's right, the numbers, so to the bone, the right accessories. So he did his thing on these rosters. Thank you, especially from Young Sonic 137. Want to say thank you. All right, on to the trades now. We're gonna start with probably the biggest trade. Darren Williams being moved to the New Jersey Nets. He was traded for Devin Harris, Derek Favors. This is his best scoring season so far. His assists are down a little bit, averaging just about 10. His past 3 years, he's averaged 11. We're only halfway through the season so he still has a chance to get his assist numbers up. This trade was more for the future. As you see, he doesn't have any great player alongside of him. Brooke Lopez. I mean, this isn't really like a good go-to guy. No offense to him or anything, but these aren't any real players that are real go-to guys to go along with them. But we'll go to the Jazz, see how they fare now. Devin Harris, his numbers have actually been down since his breakout year in 2008-2009. His assists have went up though since then. Actually, I think this was a good move for him. Him getting all the heat there in New Jersey. He's pretty much carried that team on his back for the past 2 years. So it has to be pretty tough for him there. Derek Favors, a promising young rookie. You can only wish the best for him. Also having a good year as well. Next trade I'll be talking about comes from a big team, not a huge player, Marquise Daniels from the Boston Celtics. Boston has been doing a lot of trades. We'll talk about another huge one that they did as well. Marquise Daniels shipped to the Sacramento King for a future draft pick and also for some money as well. Marquise Daniels still out with that fatal neck injury. Hopefully his recovery is going well. So that's Marquise Daniels. Also another player that the Sacramento Kings picked up, Marcus Thornton. He was picked up for Carl Landry. I personally remember Carl Landry used to play for Houston, actually. He's a pretty good player, a little bit undersized, but size isn't always everything. And if you can play ball, you can play ball. So Carl Landry was moved over to New Orleans, so that's a big trade there. To go along with he'll be a good duo along with David West, so they have a good power forward duo there. We'll go back to the Boston Celtics though. This actually was a trade I heard from this morning. I was waking up listening to this trade. Jeff Green and Krstic from Oklahoma City was traded for Kendrick Perkins and Nate Robinson. Huge trade here. This trade, I think that Oklahoma City, they're contesting in the West now. I mean, they have a promising young team along with Russell Westbrook, another good guard as well, Eric Maynard. Obviously you have Kevin Durant there, Ibaka, who's getting better by the day, still young. Cole Aldridge, who played alongside Sherron Collins for the championship Kansas team from last year. So you have a lot of good young players here, Oklahoma City. You can only see the best for them. Oklahoma City also got rid of Morris Peterson and DJ White for Nazir Mohammed. Probably they needed a better big man down there. Personally, a little bit on DJ White. I know he played with Eric Gordon a few years back at Indiana. He hasn't got his shot yet in the NBA, but I know him. I don't know him personally, but he's a pretty good young talent. So look out for DJ White. Next trade I'll be talking about, another team who did a lot of transactions is Houston. First things first, they got Dredrick. They got rid of Aaron Brooks for Dredrick. Dredrick, a sharpshooter, pretty good defender as well. So that's more. I can't really tell about that one. I feel that both of them are a good fit. You have another good duo here with Steve Nash and Aaron Brooks. See Steve Nash getting up there in age, so you gotta figure Aaron Brooks will be the go-to guy. His numbers are a little bit down this year, almost down about 10 points. So you gotta worry about that. I think the new look for him it'll be good though. But another trade that went down, Hashim Thabit and DeMar Carroll from Memphis was traded for Shane Battier. So Shane Battier is back in Memphis. You have to assume that he likes it there. He was there earlier in his career. Also in the trade, Memphis picked up a first-round draft pick. But Hashim Thabit, although his numbers aren't really staggering, I mean, no great numbers here. 3 point. He's been averaging a point this year, a rebound. But you have to assume because Yao Ming keeps getting hurt, he is a big body down there. Still raw talent. So you have to Hashim Thabit, he'll get used to the NBA. Only at 23 years of age. This is his second year here, sophomore season. You have to assume that he'll get used to the NBA. Also, when you have guys like Chucky Hayes, he's only 6'6", playing the center position, and Brad Miller, he's getting up there in age, a little old, but so Hashim Thabit is a promising young talent. Another huge trade with some name talents. It's gonna be Mo Williams and Jamario Moon was shipped to Los Angeles, the Clippers, for Baron Davis, a first-round draft pick, I believe. You have to assume that both of these players wanted out of Cleveland. Cleveland not doing too well, obviously. The worst record in the NBA so far. They just needed a change of scenery. I mean, Mo Williams did as much as he could there in Cleveland. He did what he could. I mean, LeBron James obviously leaving, that was a huge hit. There wasn't going to be a star player there. And with Baron Davis, he's getting up there in age. I mean, with him and Antoine Jameson, it seems like they're gonna probably just have them there to teach the younger guys. I mean, these guys obviously don't have that many years left either, but you gotta assume that these guys are gonna teach a lot of the other young players there. I mean, so Cleveland still, it's Cleveland. No LeBron. There's no LeBron James. It's gonna still be a while before they are able to bounce back from LeBron James leaving. Also, another big name moved was Gerald Wallace. He was sent to Portland in this deal. Portland picked up Przybilla and Cunningham. Sorry about that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a minute. Portland, I think they got the better of the deal. Gerald Wallace could score, great defender. So, and it seemed like they're trying to get some big guys with Tyrese Thomas out. Huge player. He's a pretty good young talent. I know he was shipped from Chicago. Did his thing in Chicago over there. So, Dante Cunningham, Przybilla. You also got Diop out. So, you gotta. This trade really not really sure about. I'm speaking on the Bobcats side. I mean they're gonna be fine after a while. I mean, after they get Diop and Tyrese Thomas back, I think that's when you'll see. Also, they got rid of Sherron Collins, starting point guard for Kansas last year, and also along with him they got rid of Dominic McGuire. And the last trade I'll be talking about also pertains to Boston as well. They got rid of Luke Harangody and Erden, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. And they got a second round draft pick for next year from Cleveland. With once again, here they don't have that many big men down here. I think that's why a lot of people were confused about Perkins leaving. You have Chris Johnson. I mean, you have Krstic coming in. His scoring numbers, he's still a young talent. His scoring numbers have been getting worse by the years, but he's still a good pickup, I believe. And we'll go see how Cleveland shakes up getting these two guys. With Verjao out, they had to get another big man down there. And Luke Harangody, he's actually a pretty good player. Coming from Notre Dame, he did his thing in Notre Dame last year. He was the main reason why they were so successful. He reminds me of the guy from North Carolina who used to play there. I'm trying to think of his name. Tyler Hansbrough. He reminds me of Tyler Hansbrough. Both players were a little bit undersized, but both players they play so with so much emotion and energy. That's what drives them, and they're both pretty good ball players. If personally ask me. Speaking of Tyler Hansbrough, we'll see how he's doing over in Indiana. Averaging 8 points a game. That's pretty good. His rebounds he's not rebounding that much. He's not gonna out rebound anybody, being 6'9". So Tyler Hansbrough doing pretty good over here in the sophomore year. All right, folks, those are all the trades that I'll be talking about. All right, video ran a little bit long, but once again, shout out to Pretty Boy 916. Thank you for the rosters, and this is KC Classic signing out.